Hey YouTube, Will here from All Electric, back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about getting your Model 3 ready for a road trip. So my family typically tries to go to the beach once a year. That's like our big family vacation where everybody goes. And we love doing it. We love hanging out on the beach, grilling tons of seafood, and just the kids have a blast. So I wanted to talk about what I do to get my Model 3 ready for this road trip. First off, you need to make sure your car has the proper software for this road trip. I personally really enjoy driving on autopilot, so if your car doesn't have autopilot, I would really consider upgrading to autopilot or FSD to get navigate on autopilot. This is going to make your trip so much easier. If you're the one doing the driving, it is going to be a breeze. So if you've never used a supercharging network or don't own a Tesla, the greatest thing about the navigation system is the car is going to automatically route you through Tesla's network of supercharging stations. These superchargers are located all throughout the US and other parts of the world and allow you to charge up really rapidly and are usually located right off of major highways. So really there's no need to worry about charging on your trip. The only thing you need to do is make sure your car is plugged in and charged up. Typically when I'm going on a trip, I charge mine all the way up to 100% and time the charge to when I'm going to leave so that I hit 100% right before I'm getting ready to go so my car doesn't sit at 100%. If you're like me, I try to keep my car really clean, but don't bother washing it before your road trip because it's just going to get filthy with bugs and road debris and that kind of stuff. Okay, so leave the outside dirty, but what about the inside? Well, the Tesla carpet floor mats are not great, especially if you're going to the beach with kids. So I actually have some rubber floor mats that I'm going to unbox for you guys right here. If you guys are interested, I'm going to have a link to these floor mats down in the description below, and they're available on Amazon. So definitely go over there and check those out if you're interested. So you know I like doing giveaways, so this set of floor mats right here is for one of you guys. So follow the steps down below in the description and you will be entered to win those floor mats. I do have another giveaway for a sunshade that I'm going to talk about later in the video. Okay, so we got it out of the box in the plastic, but how these are secured, they're all attached to each other, actually requires that you cut off a little piece, which is not a big deal. I started using an X-Acto knife and it wasn't that easy, so definitely use a pair of scissors like the manufacturer recommends and you can cut those very cleanly right off. There are a couple cuts that you need to make just for a heads up. Overall quality of these floor mats are awesome. They are identical to the regular Tesla floor mats as you see here, and I really like the detail that they put into this design, and they are definitely very sturdy. I'm not worried about them, you know, being too flimsy or moving around once they're in the car. Similar to the Tesla floor mats that come with the car, they do stick very well once they're installed. So if we look at the passenger side too, you can see that it is identical. And I really do like this design that they did. Now, looking at the rear seat floor mat, you can tell that this doesn't look like the Tesla mat that you get with the car. And they added a little section here that fits right underneath the center console, which is fantastic. Really a well thought out design. So here's the install of the driver's side floor mat, and you can see that it fits really nicely in there. And these floor mats are really thick, kind of heavy duty, a lot better quality. I purchased a cheaper set on Amazon and they were super thin and flimsy, and I really didn't like them because they were constantly moving around with my feet. And these floor mats are definitely super solid in there. You can tell by the design that I showed you on the bottom of these floor mats, they're not moving anywhere. So going to the beach, this back seat is where I'm most concerned about sand management. So I'm really happy to put these nice thick floor mats that are rubberized down to kind of minimize the amount of sand that gets ground into the car and how a carpet would be versus, you know, a rubber floor mat, you're not going to have that same issue. So as you can see, the fit works well. You can see underneath that cup holder, or the middle section rather, that it does fit nicely. It does have a crease from shipping right in the center of the floor mat, but those will fall out in a couple days. Not really concerned about that. All right, so now let's install the front passenger side floor mat. And if you were wondering, yes, I did vacuum underneath, even though the rear seat didn't look like it in the video. So let's fold this mat up slightly and let's see how the passenger floor mat fits in there. So once I get it nice and adjusted, fully pressed down to the floor, you can see that it is just like the other ones, a perfect fit. Really, really happy with these mats. Again, they're so much thicker than these other mats that I've ordered on Amazon that were less expensive, but definitely cheaper quality. Again, if you're interested in floor mats or interested in checking out this giveaway, click the link down below in the description and follow the steps down there to be entered into the giveaway. Now we're switching gears and we are going to talk about aero caps. If you're going on a long trip, you should really consider putting the aero caps on if you have the Model 3 standard wheels. During a trip, you get significant amount of range with the aero caps on. So before you install your aero caps, you're going to want to clean the rims a little bit, and that's because the aero caps actually clip into the rims. So I do this just to avoid any scratches that would come with installing the aero caps on a dirty rim. Next, I take a really thin screwdriver and I'm super careful not to pry too much against the rim to pop off that center cap. Next, I spend just a second to wipe out that center cap, where the center cap was, before I install the aero cap. Just a personal preference for me, I like drying the rims off before I install the aero cap, but you don't have to because it's not a watertight seal, so once the aero cap's on, water is going to get behind there. Pay close attention to the valve stem position on your aero cap. When you install it, make sure you line up that little slot for that valve stem and then press on each part of the wheel to ensure that you have a very tight fit. It's all going to snap in there. Everything should snap on there nice and tight. I also want to mention, if you have the same setup that I have where you have the caps over the lug nuts and the center cap, you do not have to remove the caps over the lug nuts. The aero cap is going to go on there just fine without removing the caps. Okay, so you've done that to all four wheels. We have all the aero caps on. You're almost ready for your trip, but it is summertime, so that back window can be pretty hot for the kids. So I do have a link down in the description to this sunshade, which wasn't labeled really well, so I had to flip it around a couple times in order to get it installed properly. But once I was able to figure out which way it was supposed to go, then it did have a really nice secure fit. So definitely check the link out in the description below, and like I said previously, there's also going to be a giveaway for this sunshade. So follow the link down below in the description and the instructions in the description to be entered in to that giveaway. So as you can see, really nice fit with the sunshade, and it was a hot day when I was installing this, so it did really improve the heat rejection from the sun. Although there is some heat rejection built into the glass, this is a nice option. And I've also found when driving, it definitely doesn't inhibit my view. I can still see out the rearview mirror. So this set that I'm linking to, and that's part of my giveaway for these sunshades, does have a front and a rear sunshade. In this video, I don't install the front sunshade, and that's because it is already tinted, and I do have my mount attached to the front sunshade, and I finally got it in the right position that I really like, so I don't want to move that. So definitely go down there and check it out. So those were a couple of my tips to get your Model 3 ready for a road trip. If you guys have any other tips or suggestions on what you do to get your Model 3 ready, let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys haven't done so yet, head on over to Patreon and you can support this channel for as little as $1 a month. There's so much great content over there. Some of it is exclusive to Patreon, and if you subscribe to a higher tier, then you will actually get early access to all my YouTube videos. So definitely go over there and check it out. I want to give a shout out to all of my patrons over there who are supporting this channel. Thank you so much. And specifically our man Amin, who's supporting me at the all electric level. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.